This is 3 News Daily.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to 3 News Daily on your Thursday, November 16th. I'm Stephanie Haney. Thank you for being here with us in Northeast Ohio. We start in Tuscarawas County today. We're in the community where families of the victims of this week's bus crash are coming together in the wake of the death of 6 people, including 3 teens. As the National Transportation and Safety Board continues to investigate the crash, our Lydia Esparra has the story on support for the victims' families.
In Tuscarawas County, they're starting to deal with the aftermath of the I-70 wreck with the bus and the semi and the 6 people who died from this community. Right now, they are rallying around. They're trying to raise money to help the victim's family in any way they can.
Even if you can't afford to donate, we don't care. You know, I want everybody who feels this, wants to support, to have one of these in their yard. So stop in and get one.
And they'll be dealing with some tougher days ahead as this community prepares to bury 6 of their own. In Tuscarawas County, Lydia Esparra, 3 News.
Truly terrible experience there. Now in Cleveland today, a police detective is returning home. This is after a month of being critically injured in a paragliding accident. Ashley Shute will be flown home on an air ambulance. It was back on October 17th while on vacation in Utah that the 30-year-old was paragliding and collided with a hang glider. She fell to the ground, injuring her spinal cord. The instructor she was paragliding with did not survive. The company Jet ICU was covering the cost of her flight home, which would normally be about $50,000. We'll hear from Ashley and her family ahead on 3 News at 5 and 6. Now new today, a Menor Elementary School teacher is off the job. 3 News has learned that Tim Tocco is no longer employed by Menor Schools, with his official removal pending approval by the school board. The 55-year-old was arrested earlier this month in a sting operation by Ohio's Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force. Menor's superintendent says they still don't have many details about the case and that they are cooperating with police as the investigation continues. Now this afternoon, we have an exclusive story for you from 3 News Investigates about a Stark County dance instructor who was allegedly told her teaching contract at Cleveland's ballet school would not be renewed because of her body size. Our investigation led to the suspension of the Cleveland Ballet's artistic director and her husband, who serves as the CEO and president. Here's the story.
And down. I love getting to teach students something new, like, you know, we can do pliés and tendus and like easy things, but I love like seeing them get excited about learning something new.
Brittany Harris is a ballet instructor who's been teaching dance for more than a decade.
If you can move and have a heartbeat, you can dance, so don't let anybody ever tell you you can't do that. It's true.
Jim Becker is an accomplished performer who was hired by Cleveland Ballet co-founders and married couple, artistic director Gladisa Guadalupe, and president and CEO Michael Krasnyansky to run the school's outreach program. Then Jim hired Brittany to teach ballet to kids with the Boys and Girls Club of Akron.
You could teach a class on how to run your class.
But then, at a staff meeting on August 1st, Gladisa saw this photo of Brittany teaching the tendu movement in Jim's outreach newsletter.
And she told me that she could not release the newsletter I had been working on. The mock-up was no good. She simply said, the tendu picture. And I knew what she was gunning for at that point. And I even asked the artistic director, it seems like you're insinuating that someone's size or body weight would somehow be able to disqualify them. And before I could even finish my sentence, she's just nodding. I was told that this fine teacher to my left did not have the physical aesthetic required to teach tendus and pliés to the Boys and Girls Club children.
Jim wrote down what happened at the meeting and hand-delivered it in a letter to Lilia Starkman in the Human Resources Department. He also tried but failed to meet with their HR consultant, Lana Krasnyansky-Sokolinski, who was Michael's daughter and Gladisa's stepdaughter, and called and told Brittany what happened.
Yes, it was very hard to hear because, you know, it's 2023, and maybe I'm not a prima ballerina, but I was never trying to be. I love dance, I love to teach, I love children. And to have someone rip that away just because they didn't like how I looked, it's just not okay.
Gladisa Guadalupe said something very closely to the effect, if not precisely, that We cannot allow a teacher like this to work for us because little girls will see that and think that that is okay. She said something to the effect of, young girls who are of grander size are at greater risk of injury. And if anybody tells you that, find a different dance studio.
We asked dance physical therapist Jenna Cantor about this perception of larger body size and injury in dance.
There's no evidence supporting that at all. Ironically, it's actually when somebody is underweight, they're actually 1.8 times more likely to fracture a bone. In ballet, we want everyone to be a stick. We don't want to have any chest. We don't want to have any glutes, nothing. It's just everything to be straight up and down. But not all bodies are made that way, even if they aren't overweight.
We went to the Cleveland Ballet with these allegations and others on Monday, October 30th, after which the board launched internal and independent investigations. In a statement, the board told 3 News Investigates it takes these allegations seriously. They intend to fix anything that emerges from either review, and, quote, the board will not tolerate any form of discrimination, harassment, inappropriate, or abusive conduct against dancers, staff, vendors, or any other individuals who conduct business with the Cleveland Ballet, end quote. On Tuesday, November 14th, the board told us they suspended both Gladisa and Michael pending the results of their investigations. Jim Becker never got a reply to his August 3rd letter to HR, and Brittany learned her teaching contract with the School of Cleveland Ballet would not be renewed because of her size, just one day before the show her students had been working toward all summer, but she still showed up to support them.
It was awesome to see all the work we put in and then be so proud of them. And I was not going to let them down. And they had no idea what was going on. They just knew I was there for them. And yeah, I wouldn't have changed it.
Stephanie Haney, 3 News Investigates.
Now, Brittany Harris is teaching dance again with the Artful Living and Learning program in Stark County. Our investigation into allegations against the Cleveland Ballet continues, and you can read more details from this story now on WKYC.com. Now, the Cleveland Museum of Natural History is back open today. This is after a fire broke out yesterday. The fire was in an old air handler that was in the process of being replaced. Museum officials say there's not much damage, and thankfully nobody was hurt. In Strongsville, Starbucks employees are joining thousands of Starbucks workers across the country in what they're calling the Red Cup Rebellion today. They're going on strike on one of the chain's busiest days of the year because today is the day Starbucks customers can get a free red cup if they order a holiday drink. Today's walkouts are the largest Starbucks has seen in the employees' 2-year effort to unionize their coffee shops. In other strike news, new this afternoon, the United Auto Workers have voted to ratify the deal with General Motors. We got word just hours ago, and nationally, most UAW members ended up giving the deal a thumbs up. But here in Northeast Ohio at the GM Parma Metal Center, 63% of the members there voted no. 12 other plants around the country also voted no, including the Toledo Transmission and Defiance Foundry. Local UAW President Dan Schwartz says the contract lacks certain language for legacy workers who are looking for better retirement options.
The tentative agreement had a lot of great things in it. I'm not going to say it didn't. But there was just a point where, I believe the legacy employees, members, felt kind of left behind on where things could have been a little bit better.
We will have much more on this story ahead on 3 News at 4, 5, and 6. Now, in Bay Village, an audit shows that just over 900 ballots were not counted on election night. This happened at the Bay Presbyterian Church polling location. Election officials discovered that the USB memory stick on one of the ballot scanners was damaged and didn't report results. However, those ballots will be included in the official results that will be certified on November 28th, so those votes will be counted. All right, now we have a very special message from a dear friend of ours. Listen to this.
Hi, everybody. Jim Donovan here, studying my Steelers roster because I am back. I am back in the Browns radio booth coming up on Sunday, and I'll be back with you on Channel 3 on Sunday night and back to work on Monday. And I can't wait. I have missed all of you so much, and thank you so much for all your support. I'll be talking to you on Sunday on radio and TV, and I can't wait. Have a great rest of your day. This is a great day for the Donovans.
And it is a great day for everybody that loves Jim Donovan so much. And that brings us to our question of the day. The voice of the Browns will be back from leukemia treatment. He's calling the Browns versus Steelers game on Sunday. He'll be on TV on Sunday night with Jimmy's Take, and then in the 3 News studio with us on Monday. So we want to know, what would you like to say to him? Post your comment to the WKYC Facebook page, and we'll talk about it during 3 News at 4 and 3 News at 5. And I just want to say, welcome back, Jimmy. We're so glad that you took the time to get well, and we are very much looking forward to having you back on the radio waves and here in the studio. Great news for your Thursday. All right, thanks for being with us for today's edition of 3 News Daily. Wherever you're watching or listening, we appreciate you. Have a beautiful day. We'll see you back here tomorrow with more of what matters most to you in Northeast Ohio.